Hi, using face animation in SwiftUI, you can cycle through given faces when a value changes so that you can animate and update content over time. In this video, let's look at how to use Phase Animator to create this very simple text animation. So what is Phase Animator? Phase Animator is available in iOS 17 and Xcode 15 Beta 3. It is a container that allows you to animate content automatically by cycling through a collection of faces you define. You can define the collection of faces using any Swift collection type, like an array or an enum. So let's begin animating the text. We only have this text on the screen. We can add Phase Animator in two ways. We can use the Phase Animator view or use the Phase Animator modifier. Let's go with the Phase Animator modifier. So below the font modifier, we can add the Phase Animator modifier. Using the Phase Animator modifier, you define the set of faces in the parentheses and also the content you want to animate in a closure. We want to cycle through three faces, so let's add an array. Then the first value will be 0. Then we have 1 and finally 3. In the body, we have to add our content and the face variable. After specifying the content, we need to add the properties we want to animate. To create this text animation, we will use opacity and scale effect. So let's add the scale effect modifier and the opacity modifier. To animate the scale, we need to use our face variable. So let's copy that and paste it here. So once we run the app, it will cycle through these values 0, 1, and 3 using the face variable. For opacity, we will use the face variable and then bring a comparison operator. So when the face variable is equal to 1, we will use a ternary conditional operation and set the true value to 1. Otherwise, we set it to 0. And with that, we get this text animation. So by default, this is a spring animation with no bounce. In this video, I'm using Xcode 15 and iOS 17. So when you create the animation in iOS 17, by default, you get a spring animation. If we don't want the default animation SwiftUI produces, we can customize the animation using the animation closure. So after the Phase Animator closure, let's add the animation closure. Then we use the same face variable here. We need to put the isIn type we want to use. For example, let's use isInOut and set the duration to 2 seconds. So this changes the look and feel of the animation. Now we are not using the default spring animation anymore. We can customize this animation in so many ways. For example, if we do not want to use only 3 faces, we can add more faces here. After the third phase, I will add another face, which is 3, then 2, and 1. So by doing this, we create a different text effect. Let's also change the opacity value of the false condition so that we don't make the text disappear all the time. So we can, for example, use 0.5, and that also changes the effect as well. Finally, we will copy the opacity value for the scale effect. That creates this beautiful text animation. So I encourage you to start experimenting with Phase Animator. You can use it as a container to animate your content automatically by cycling through a collection of faces you provide. Thanks for watching this video.